What a world. Welcome to a new episode of Deep Dive. As you know, I am the host, Brandon like always on all podcast platforms everywhere. Show, social media platforms, Instagram, Threads, real Show. Yes, real Show is the new username on the Instagram. Real, REAL, Show. Facebook, The Show. And of course, TikTok, Show. Go follow me on all those social media platforms. I would appreciate it if you did. Yeah, appreciate it if you did. Where you go, really though, is the YouTube channel, man. Show YouTube channel. Yeah, go subscribe, go comment, like the vids, like the shorts. It all helps in the algorithm. Uh, yeah. So let's get into it, man. Like I said, I haven't done a deep dive in a minute. I haven't done a deep dive in a very long time, and I felt like it felt like it was the right time to do one. You know what I mean? Like it felt like it was the right time to do one, and I felt like it was the right topic to do one because, well, the Fall Off album by J. Cole is officially here. He dropped it this last Friday, February 6th, 2/6 to be exact. 2/6 on 2/6. Um, and I want to preference by saying that I personally do not like this album. I do not like this album. You can see it in my face. You know the bullshit about to come because I fucking love this album. This album is the shit. I don't know what the fuck people be talking about, man. This is the fucking album, man. This is my album, man. I listen, man, and I preface this by saying I am a J. Cole fan, so I cannot sit here and like be like, ah, nah, man. Like, no, I am a J. Cole fan. I take that into full consideration when I say that I fuck with this album. This is the fucking album, man. This whole body of work that this man put out is the shit. I don't know when he's gonna come to Houston outside of the actual physical tour, but he's been doing these car tours. And for all these people that's complaining that oh man, he ain't here. Shut the fuck up. At least he's come to your city. Shut up, like nigga. What you talking about, nigga? I haven't gotten a J Cole. I ain't got a picture, nothing. Shut up. Like you getting a chance. Shut up. Like oh my god. And it felt like he's going up north. He's going more and more up north. Like he already was, I think it was in Maryland, and he's man, look at bro, y'all doing too much, bro. Y'all doing too much, bro. He about to go. He gonna probably be in New York at some point, man. Look at dog, like y'all doing too much, bro. Yeah, man. I'm pretty mad at that point. Like I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm a little disappointed. A little disappointed that he hasn't drove down here yet. I'm a little disappointed he hasn't drove to Houston. I'm a little disappointed. Um, But do your thing, do your thing. Whenever you bring it to Houston, hopefully I'm here, and I will find a way to get there. But outside of that, the fall off is the shit. I think people are delusional. Will is back. This is why it's a deep dive. Will is back. This is why I had to do a deep dive. I think this album is showing the difference in fans, and I mean real fans. I'm not talking about like these make believe or you got to be a one way fan. This is why I say when people kept sitting there talking about some real hip hop is back, but then you want to sit here and say you don't like this album. I don't know how you can sit there and say that real hip hop is back when it's like nobody embodies real hip hop more than J. Cole. If you actually genuinely actually didn't bring your bias into the fucking album, you would actually listen to the album and actually, I don't know, like the fucking album. But that's the world we live in. People come in already with a negative tone or a negative way of looking at things before you even listen. And we all do it. I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like I wasn't like, even though J. Cole is one of my favorite rappers, like, and he is one of my favorite rappers, he is my favorite rapper of this era. I've always said J. Cole's my favorite rapper, Drake's my favorite artist, and Kendrick Lamar is just Kendrick Lamar to me. And that's not a diss to him. It's just I discovered Drake first. You know what I mean? Like I've said this numerous times. I've said this numerous times. I've talked about hip hop. I discovered Drake first, and then J. Cole, and then Kendrick came, and it was just like, oh, okay, cool. So to me, Kendrick is the third of the big three. To me personally, like if you ask me personally, Kendrick's the third of the big three. I've already invested way more in Drake and J. Cole than I've invested into Kendrick. That's why when he drops, it's a yeah or nay. I like, yeah, okay, cool. And maybe to some other people that they're yeah nay to Drake or they're yeah nay to J. Cole, and it is what it is. But I feel like these are the same fans that for a year was sitting around telling me how real hip hop is back, and now you got an artist like J. Cole, a real rapper like J. Cole with the lyrical ability of a J. Cole, and you're still sitting there with some I don't really understand. Man, this shit boring. It's boring? What's boring about it? What's boring about it? And I hate to lean into this. What's boring about it is that it's not Kendrick shit. And I hate that shit. I hate how people want to use that narrative. Like, well, you'll like it if it was Kendrick talking about it. No, I can't even sit there and say that because J. Cole's always had this tone when it came to him, some apparent reason. I always feel like J. Cole is the Nas of this era, where and people try to use that with Kendrick, but it's no, J. Cole's the Nas of this era, where his music grows later in time. It isn't for the people in the moment. It's for his fans, his core fans, the genuine people that fuck with J. Cole. You listen to J. Cole, you fuck with J. Cole. It doesn't matter what he's saying. You fuck with his music. Period. You just gonna fuck with his music. But there is a section of fans that years later will be like, "Nah, that album's kind of dope. It was a dope album." Like For Your Eyes Only. When I first heard For Your Eyes Only, it took a week for me to be like, "Nah, this fucking album hard. This fucking album hard. This is a hard album." It took a week. I would easily tell you that. KOD, I got it right away. KOD, got it right away. Understood what he was trying to say, where he was going with the patterns, where he was trying to take it. Understood it. 2014 Forest Hills Drive, got it right away. Now, here's the thing about 2014 Forest Hills Drive. I actually heard the album before it even came out because this is around the time when albums were getting leaked on YouTube. So I already had heard all of the songs before the album even came out. So I was already a fan of the album before the album even came out. Born Center. Born Center had a great build up to Born Center. You had Growing Up Fast. You had he dropped the Truly Yours mixtapes. Oh my god, man. Still, by the way, J. Cole needs to put them damn EPs on musical platforms. It would definitely help the conversation. The fact that it is 13 years since he dropped those make them EPs is crazy to me. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's nuts. The first one. I think he dropped the other one like before Born Center. So yeah. Um, the fall off is his best work. I know people are gonna say that's so sacrilegious. It's only been out for a week. How the hell can you say it's his best work? Because it it's everything that he's dropped. It is it is, it's the off season. It's KOD. It's For Your Eyes Only. It's 2014 Forest Hills Drops. It's Born Center. It's all of it. If you actually listen to the fucking album, you can tell it's all of it. It's every single bit of his journey throughout the music industry. Every album he dropped, it's all of it. And I think that's the thing about this industry, like this album, that a lot of people are just choosing to. Again, J. Cole falls under the umbrella of what Nas has been for hip hop, where it's like, man, I don't get it. His beats ain't what it usually. His beats ain't there. I don't get the music. I don't understand. We trying to take the concepts and all this other goofy shit. But this is one of the reasons why I've always sat there and said, man, like music nowadays isn't the same. Like it just isn't, man. And with the internet being the way the internet is, and you got a lot of these fucking so-called industry guys, these hip hop media guys that don't know shit, and they act like they do. Oh, I speak for hip hop. No, you don't. You speak for yourself. You speak for your fucking self, bro. This album is his best album. And it's crazy to sit there and say after a week, I can physically sit there and say, this is his best album. One, because the anticipation of it. Two, if you're actually a genuine fan of his, you can tell that it kind of leans on all of his albums that he's dropped, every project he's been a part of, and every project he's dropped. In just a week, I can tell that this is his best project. In just a week, it didn't take that long. it didn't. I go back to this album every day, and I'm like, this is a new. Every day is a new song for me. That's how you know your album is good. Like every fucking day, it's a new song. Like yesterday, what was I listening to? Man Up Above. Like Man Up Above was my song for the day. That fucking song was just, I was just like, bro, using a Marvin Sapp sample never would have made it to the point where I had to go listen to the Marvin Sapp album. That's just, it's like, the song was so good, I had to go listen to Marvin Sapp. I was like, yo, this is ridiculous. Drums and bass, the night I heard drums and bass, I was just like, the first day that album came out and I heard drums and bass, I was like, this is my shit. The concept of I used to love her. Oh, I love her again, I should say. I love her again. Using the iconic common, using the iconic common. I used to love her in the light. Two of my favorite common songs of all time. Like those are my two favorite hip hop songs of all time. Not just by common, but just my favorite hip hop songs. The light is my shit. I love that fucking song. I listen to that song damn every other day. I used to love her is one of the greatest hip hop songs that have ever been dropped. One of the greatest. The fact, and if you know real hip hop, you know why those two songs, particularly I Used to Love Her, has the fact that he used to use the concept of I Used to Love Her. And I've always wanted one of these rappers, J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick, Wale, Big Sean, Big Crit, someone of the last decade of hip hop to really do a song like that. Because we've seen how hip hop now has evolved, and it hasn't gone in a good way. For guys that have busted their ass to put hip hop on their back from the Lil Wayne, Kanye, T.I., Jeezy era, to then carry it into this now new era where you got so many fucking rappers that ain't even trying to even care about the craft anymore. For J. Cole to be the one to do it, I was like, he gets it. He understands. Like he understands. And of course, again, he leans into the 1985 era, that 1985 of a KOD, right? It kind of lends itself to the 1985 of a KOD. That's probably why I fuck with that song so hard because if 1985 was a light jab, this was the knockout punch because this just shows you that he is listening. He's understanding. Yo, hip hop ain't what it used to be, bro. Where you got Drake who embraces this time period of a lot of these young guys that's coming into this industry, a lot of these young rappers, the Central C's, the Sexy Reds, and all them little babies, the 21 Savages, and all them. He's embraced them. Kendrick really hasn't said shit about them. Like I don't think Kendrick Lamar has actually physically said anything about this generation of hip hop that we're in. He kind of ignores it, which is kind of weird. I won't say weird, but it's kind of like for the guy that's supposed to be the hip hop savior or the guy that's supposed to be the guy in hip hop. He really doesn't speak on this time period of hip hop enough. Like he doesn't really, I won't say enough. He barely talks about it. He barely fucking talks about it. He doesn't even acknowledge it. To be honest with you, I know people gonna sit there when this comes out. They're gonna sit there. Oh, Kendrick does talk about it. No, he doesn't. What song has Kendrick dropped where you've heard him physically say this time period of hip hop just ain't what it used to be? In J. Cole, like I said, Drake embraces it, Kendrick ignores it, and J. Cole actually acknowledges it. He talks about the problems of hip hop. Like, yeah, you got your 21s, you got your little babies, you got your guys that have actually young thugs and futures and all of them. Yeah, that's cool. You got your JIDs and your Cardays, and you got them guys. But that's a very wide margin of hip hop that is just very just I don't give a fuck. I just want the money. And when you have a very large percentage of, and I'm not sitting there saying that J. Cole's speaking from like the perspective of like all this shit sucks. No, but he is speaking from the perspective of like a lot of us are. Like a lot of us are hearing this shit. A lot of us are not drawn to this new music. A lot of us are not drawn to this new hip hop. It's there. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And you go back to the I hate to say it, but we like the old motherfuckers now. We are the old motherfuckers. We the old heads, bro. It's crazy to sit there. We the old heads now. We don't. I don't know what the fuck these kids talking about. I'm 32. I don't give a shit about none of this new shit. I'm 32 years old. The last artist, last rappers I tried with was Uzi and Dirk. But Dirk kind of came in 2013. So Dirk been doing it for a minute, but he started bubbling up in 2018, 2019. But Dirk dropped his first single in like 2012, 2013. This ain't what you want. Like, so Dirk had been around for a minute, but he didn't really get popping until like 2018. But the last couple of rappers I've actually listened to and fucked with for real in the hip hop sense might be Uzi. Like from the SoundCloud era, it's only probably Uzi, to be honest with you. Thug, but I don't even count Thug as a SoundCloud rapper. He was dropping mixtapes. Like the SoundCloud era is like these dudes that never even dropped a mixtape. Like they didn't even think about doing a mixtape. Thug had mixtapes out. Like Thug was doing mixtapes, 21 was doing kind of mixtapes and shit. So I don't even look at it from that perspective that I think a lot of people look at it from. But yeah, hip hop has completely went differently. So to hear I Love Her Again, and J. Cole gets to that last verse where he's physically talking about how hip hop has changed. And it goes back to the first verse where he's even listening to the old dudes tell him like, yeah, I used to know her. Like that girl is not the same girl I grew up on. And even J. Cole at that time, old dudes was trying to tell him like, yo, hip hop was changing, bro. Like hip hop was changing even in that sense of the word. J. Cole, like bro, like Jermaine, like the game is changing even then. And Cole was born in what, 85? So when he started really listening to hip hop was 90. He could really understand what hip hop was really becoming was 94, 95. So that's Nas, that's Biggie, that's Pac, that's Hove coming into the game. That's Wu Tang. That's so even then, dudes was listening to Kumo D. We're talking about 80s, so Run DMC and the pure essence of hip hop. So even in the 90s, shit was changing, and these old dudes were trying to tell him like, "Yo, this shit ain't what I really fucked with her back then." But this new shit is even kind of getting a little weird. Snoop and Dre and Death Row on the West, and you got Wu Tang, you got Nas, you got Bad Boy now. Like, so even then, hip hop was changing. The South was starting to kind of bubble up a little bit with rap a lot. You had the Ghetto Boys, you had Outkast with the Dungeon Family, you had Goody Mob, you know what I'm saying? So even in that sense, he was a little kid saying like, "Nah, I fuck with this. Like this is the shit. I fuck with it. I think it's dope." Common had just dropped. I think I used to love her. Like so hip hop at that time was starting to kind of even change to the old dudes. Like and the old dudes trying to tell them like, "Yo, this ain't the girl I used to know. The girl I used to know hip hop that I used to know." And again, go back to, if you don't know Common's song, I Used to Love Her, you could get caught up in the, oh, this is a girl he's talking about. But if you actually know that song and you know what he was referencing, that song, basically remaking that song, I got it right away. When I heard The Light, which is one of my favorite songs by Common, I never knew a love like this. Like once he said that, I was like, oh yeah. And then he goes into the first verse. The moment I heard the first verse, I'm like, he remade this fucking song. Even the title of it, I knew he remade the song, but it was just like hearing it outright, hearing him outly say these. I'm like, he remade this goddamn song. This is one of my favorite songs. I'm like, yo, he remade this song. Like, dope as shit. I fuck with that song. So the fact that he remade that song, I instantly was like, yeah, this is shit. To do two hip to, I gotta say this. Oh, in hip hop, there are two things. There are two things in hip hop that is very particular about hip hop. There's two things in hip hop that if you do this, hip hop heads will immediately look at this album as like, okay, you now know what you need to do on this project, because if you do it, you announce it as it's this is this way, we looking at it a little differently. There's two things in hip hop. As a hip hop head, you know, you do not put your baby picture on a cover art. You you don't do that. Once you put your baby picture or a kid like picture of you on a cover art, all right now, we looking at this album a little differently, because only legends, icons, people that really put their heart and soul into that project do shit like that. You don't believe me? Ready or Die, Ready to Die by Biggie. Ready to Die by Biggie. Nas Illmatic. What else? Lil Wayne's Carter 3. Drake with Nothing Was the Same. Kendrick with Good Kid, Mad City. When you drop an album and your kid picture or a baby like picture of you on the body of work, we are really taking this into consideration now. Like, okay, I know. You better not fuck this up. You better not fuck this up, because you playing with fire now. Same thing, same thing with a double disc in hip hop. Once you say I'm doing a double disc album in hip hop, you are basically opening yourself up to unrealistic scrutiny. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, it's never going to live up to people's expectations. It's not like it used to be, where Biggie dropped Life After Death. Pac drops All Eyes on Me. Once Drake dropped Scorpion, Kendrick dropped Mr. Morale, Big Stepper. Once you do a double disc in hip hop, we are we're going to critique it differently. That's just the facts. I've heard a lot of double discs in hip hop in my life. There's other double discs, I think, hip hop albums. I can't remember right now, but yeah. But those are like the ones that we can easily remember. The fall off, if we're talking about just those three, Drake, Kendrick, Cole, that have dropped the double disc projects, right? Fall Out was the best one. I get it. I understand it. I already feel it. What the fuck you mean? It just was out a week ago. The Fall Off is the best one. It's rare to have two albums. First of all, it's rare to have an eight album nowadays to live up to expectations. It's rare to have two. I wonder what the second disc would have sounded like if the beef never happened. Because he said he changed the second disc, or he changed his mind on doing two to do two albums once the beef popped off, and he just created a second disc with all of the animosity towards what he was going through at that time. So the first half of this album is incredible, incredible body of work. I know a lot of people don't like instant. Again, I said this a lot about life nowadays. Instant validation. And again, like I say, I'm a J. Cole fan, so take it with a grain of fucking salt. So take this with a grain of fucking salt. But the first half of that album, the first disc of that album is fucking incredible. Outside of the intro, which the intro's really isn't anything, just a fucking intro. 2-6 safety, um, 2-6 safety, run a train, pull thing. I'm trying to remember all these songs off the top of my head. I didn't even write this shit down. I'm trying to remember all these songs off the top of my head. Pull thing, uh, run a train, pull thing. Who the fuck is you? Um, I'm missing fucking a song. I'm missing a fucking song. I'm missing a fucking song. I know there's a song that Buddha Road Blues with Terms and Future in them. Uh, yeah. Uh, drum and bass. Drum and bass. Um, uh, Bombs in the Ville hit. Bombs in the Ville hit the gas, bro. Seeing people. I think I'm missing a song before that too. Seeing people, seeing actual physical people. Um, watching people when hit the gas come on, just lose their shit is the best feeling on the planet. Like it's the funniest fucking thing. That fucking man when they go to that second half. Nah. Bombs in the Ville is not a bad song by the way. That shit is a hit. Bombs in the Ville is a dope song, but when it hit, man, when that fucking beat switch up, ooh, I wish I learned how to skate. I wish I had some skates. I wish I learned how to skate because that shit hard, man. That's a hard fucking song, man. It feels like the 2000s. Like it just feels like some shit you would grow up on listening to in the 2000s, man. That would have just been a regular old single if it was in the 2000s. Just a regular old fucking song. Hit the gas. It's fucking hard, bro. That's a hard ass motherfucking song. Lonely at the Top is dope as fuck. Um, I feel like I'm missing a fucking song. Buttock Road Blues. Who the fuck is this? Drum and bass. There's only 12, so I don't think I'm missing. 2-6 safety. Run a train. Poor thing. Yeah, it might be all songs. Can't remember, but yeah. But this one is a vibe. This one is a vibe. I don't know how to put this. How can I put this? It's like for your eyes only, kind of. Like it feels like it does feel like it's for your eyes only. It feels like a for your eyes only with a little bit of 2014 Forest Hills Drive in it. You know what I mean? Like with a dash Born Center, like a dash, like a little dash Born Center. Boom. Like you can hear hit the gas on Born Center, and you'll be like, yeah, this shit hit. Like if you ever hit the gas on Born Center, you'd be like, ooh, that shit hit. Like right after Power Trip. Like if that song came on right after Power Trip, you'd be like, ooh, Cole, hey bro, look here, bro. Hey. Or right after Forbidden Fruit. What Forbidden Fruit? Oh man, yeah, yeah, man, yeah, man. Hit the gas and shit. That is a great song. The intro on the second disc, the beginning is psychedelic as fuck. Like it's like some psychedelic as fuck. Like hell yeah. But then he gets to that rapping. When that beat switch up on that second, never in my life that I see some. Ooh, I'm going back in. Let me go back in. I'm going back in. Let me go back in. Man, yeah, yeah. Fall off it is inevitable. I didn't talk about this after he dropped it. What, like 3 weeks ago? McCole rapping backwards. His whole life is dope as shit. Like that. That was dope. Um, I want to say the Villas with Erica Badu taking the legendary Outcast elevators. Me and you, your mommy and your cousin too. Yeah, yeah, that was hard. That's a hard fucking song. Anytime you get a chance to do a song with Erica Badu, it's dope. That's a dope ass collab. Um, we go Raising Dog, Old Dogs, I think it's called Old Dogs, feature PD Pablo, showing love to North Carolina's goats. hmm 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 Then he goes into I think a life sentence, which is a dope. That's a dope ass song. I don't know who he sampled off that song though. I don't know who he sampled. I thought it was Aaliyah at first, but I don't know because it sounds like Aaliyah, but I don't know. Or did he sample Aaliyah on Bombs in the Ville? Because that sounds like an Aaliyah song. That Bombs in the Ville before he hit the gas. Bombs in the Ville sounds like an Aaliyah song. Like he sampled like a Timbaland old Timbaland Aaliyah song. Um, but Life Sentence is hard as fuck. That's a hard ass song. Um, Only You a Burning Boy. Yeah. I already told you, man, up above, sampling the Marvin Sapp sample. Uh, then it goes into I Love Her Again, What If, which I'll talk about definitely. Um, then it goes into Quick Stop, The World versus the Veil. Oh no, the world is the veil, which he sampled, which he a lot of people don't know this, but he took the legendary MC Shannon, Juice Cruise, Queen Bridge, Queensbridge, That's the first thing I realized when I heard that song. When he got to the hook where he was like, the Ville, the motherfucking Ville, the Ville, the motherfucking Ville. I said the Ville, the motherfucking. That is the legendary MC Shannon Juice Crew, Queensbridge, song taking that and remaking it into. Again, if you don't know hip hop, like y'all say y'all do, you would know he's taking the legendary MC Shannon, Queensbridge, and bringing it to this new generation. Uh, which also ignited a beat between Juice Crew and Boogie Down Productions, KRS-One. It's got LaRock, but you gotta know hip hop to know that. But y'all some real hip hop fans. And Ocean Way. Um, what if it's such a dope fucking song? Because I also saw a lot of people trying to debate who is he talking about on that song. The moment I heard it, and I heard him rapping like Biggie, and I was listening to it last night. I was really listening to it last night because I was just playing the game and I was just listening to it. I'm gonna be honest. The first half of that song is dedicated to Drake. The second half is to Kendrick. Now, again, this is me. I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, listening to that song, and this is what I realized he was talking to both of them. I heard it the first night, and I knew he was talking about Drake and Kendrick. I just didn't know which verse was which verse. The first half, the first verse, Biggie's part, where he's rapping like Biggie, that is to Drake. That first half is to Drake. I'm listening to the song last night. I'm like, you know, you talk about people setting him up and, and thought, he was a part of that. Like, you thought, you think I'm trying to play you and all that. That is to Drake. The first half of that, the first verse, that Biggie part, is to Drake. The second part is to Kendrick. Again, this is me. This is what I'm listening to the song and I'm interpreting it. He's talking about how he played his role in the beef between them two, and this is what he feels about this. He's looking at the perspective of where Biggie was at the time, right? And thinking, he's looking at it from the perspective of Biggie at the time. And then I think, what was it, Mel Mall from Ryan Mall podcast? He's like, yeah, that was about Drake. If you actually listen to the song, if you sit and not again, take out your bias, you actually listen to the song, you can tell the first verse is to Drake. We're talking about it from the perspective of the beef. The first verse is to Drake. The second verse is to Kendrick. Now again, they're gonna sit there and say, "Oh, no, that whole song's to Kendrick." Nah, man, that whole song's to Drake. It was to both of them. It was to both of them. First half was Drake. Second half was Kendrick. My feeling on this perspective of this album, and it's why I go back all the way to when I said J. Cole's like Nas. I think so many people want to discredit people nowadays because you want to live in this bubble. And I'm sick and tired of talking about this beef. I'm done with this fucking beef. I don't care about the beef anymore. It's been 2 fucking years. And you still eating off of this content. That shows me how absolutely, how absolutely weak minded and how basically nothing has changed to make you care about anything else. It's been time. It's time, bro, to put this shit to bed. I'm so sick of this fucking beef. I'm so sick of people trying to pick sides and tell you you need to be on one side and you need to do it like this. And I'm sick of this shit. Like, bro, I don't care that much. J. Cole is one of the greatest rappers of all time. Kendrick is one of the greatest rappers of all time. Drake is one of the greatest rappers and artists of all time. I don't care about this beef anymore. Bro, you're not about to wipe away 18 fucking years of my life. This is the thing about people that don't understand this shit, bro. This is why I don't give a fuck about this beef. Y'all have lost the plot of this beef. Y'all have lost what makes this whole situation thing. My problem, my problem with this time period of life is that y'all are still holding on to some imaginary grudge. That ain't realistic, bro. It ain't realistic, my nigga. Hip hop will never get back to a good place because y'all only give a fuck about chaos and problems. Instead of y'all embracing the music, you're looking for ways to discredit it and then hate on it and talk down on it. But yeah, you think, but yet you want to sit here and tell everybody that you're a fan of hip hop. You're not. You're a fan of a person. You're a fan of a particular art form that if it's done the way you like it, you will give it all the credit in the world. And nowadays, I don't even think you give it all the credit in the world. If the person that you, I had to hear all last year how real hip hop was winning, and now I'm hearing everybody trying to sit here and downplay real hip hop because now it's J Cole. Which one is it? J Cole's gonna have a number one album in the country. He's probably gonna have one of the highest selling albums of the year so far. And the way it's projected is that he might stay there for at least another week or two until Bruno Mars come out. Because the album is growing in time. It's aging perfectly. This is why I generally ask this question, and it's a real genuine question. Do you even give a fuck about the music anymore? This beef is dead. It's been dead for years. And for a person that has grown up listening to J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick for as long as I've listened to all three of these artists, this is why I've said what I've said about this. You're not about to tell me one outranks the other one or one takes the place of the other one. I've listened to Drake too much in my life to know Drake fits this platform. He fits this. J. Cole fits this. Kendrick fits this. You can't now put them in this place and think they're gonna fit this when they've never been in this place. The lane that people talk about so much, they are the ones that created it. I don't give a shit about this beef. I don't care anymore. It's over. Let it go. This is why hip hop will never get back to a good place because people are still holding on to some unrealistic beef. Facts of this, man. The fall off is aging really fucking well. Every day I can hear a new song. Every day I hear a new song. Every day I hear a new something from this album. Sound, technique, skill, pattern of the verses, wordplay. And I'm just like, this motherfucker's just different, man. This album didn't do nothing but confirm what I already knew. And that is J. Cole is one of the greatest rappers I've ever heard in my life. J. Cole is one of the greatest to ever do it. Now, how you want to sit here and downplay his career, that's on y'all because of a fucking apology. Like, y'all haven't apologized in y'all lives when you know some shit wasn't right. But yeah, for me, the fall off is what hip hop needed. Despite, it's what hip hop needed, man. As much as people want to say it, for those that are questioning this and trying to downplay it, you are going to be the ones that's going to sit here and love it in 5 fucking months, in 6 fucking months, in a year. Because this is what hip hop needed, bro. And that's just facts. All in all, man, the state of hip hop needs to grow the fuck up. I feel like hip hop is now back into like this infinite stage of like teenage rebellion that just doesn't want to grow the fuck up. Like, bro, it's over. It's like you can apologize and move the fuck on. All the growth that we were having, and then just one battle, and it just undid everything. Move the fuck on. It is over. J. Cole is J. Cole, Drake is Drake, and Kendrick is Kendrick. Nothing has changed. Believe it or not, nothing changed. That battle didn't do nothing. It didn't. It didn't move heaven and earth and change the way we all view these niggas. No, it didn't. You already had those feelings about them, and you always gonna feel that way about them. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. For me, it didn't change a fucking thing over here. I was anticipating this album, and I got everything I wanted. And I think of people that they're sitting there trying to critique it and be like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like this. That tells me right then and there, you don't listen to J. Cole's albums. You listen to J. Cole, but you don't listen to his albums. You want some rah rah shit. That's not who he is. And he gave you exactly, if you're a fan of him, you got exactly what the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck that. Again, you want some shit you can jump out the car and go wild out to. That's not who J. Cole is. And I hope, and again, it goes into what I just said. Some people listen to Kendrick, some people listen to Drake, some people listen to Cole. You feel, some people feel Kendrick, some people feel Drake, and some people feel J. Cole. But then you got this kind of like this level shit, right? J. Cole did exactly what I expected J. Cole to do on this album. I just think he actually did more than I thought he would do on this album. Shockingly enough, I actually thought he would actually drop a project that wasn't, like I said, you go in with a little bit expectations in a bar and everything, and it's just like I actually think as I continuously go back and listen to this project, I actually think he did more than he needed to do on his album. I actually think he gave us way more shit. Like I said, I used to love her. What if? These are songs that will last a minute in the senses of hip hop. These are songs that will last a minute in hip hop because of the content and the way he's rapping the songs. Hit the Gas is going to be a song that you're going to remember where you was when that fucking song first came out. And that's one of those, ooh, boy, back in the day, that was the song. Why was it's one of them. He's got songs on this project that you can easily tell is gonna last a minute. And that's just facts, bro. Oh no, man, the Fall Off is a dope ass project, and it's aging very fucking well. And that is all. That is it. Peace.